Hey, it's Jordan with TYT Politics. I am at Sacred Stone Camp, which is the first camp I came to in September when I came to cover the Standing Rock situation for the first time. It's really built up since then. This home was not here at all. There's teepees and yurts everywhere now. That was not the case when I was here last time. And I'm here with LaDonna Brave Bull Allard. We've spoken many times. And yesterday, I was actually in Mandan, and you were not here. And all of a sudden, you start seeing Sacred Stone's getting raided and all these things all over the internet. And Sacred Stone Camp is your land. Your brothers and you own the land. And somehow, Bureau of Indian Affairs came in here yesterday, ATF. Army Corps, I believe, was here, as well as representatives of the Standing Rock Sioux tribe, which was surprising to me because I know that you would not give them permission. So could you kind of walk me through, I know you weren't here, but when did you know they were here? What were the reasons given? And did you at all know they were coming or give them permission?
So I know that I've been kind of ill, and yesterday I had to take my husband to the hospital, so we weren't here. When I was ill at home, the superintendent of the BIA and the chief of police came to my house and told me they had to come here and do an assessment, wanted permission to come in and do this assessment and do a background. So for me, what I did was I called the lawyers and said, what should we do? And the lawyers told me, you don't let them in. So then I weighed between the police and the lawyers, and I stood with the lawyers. And so the lawyers said, no, they don't come in. So that was our position at that time. And they did come up here. We did not let them in. They left. And so I took my husband to a doctor's appointment. In the meantime, all of a sudden I got these feeds coming in saying the police were here. And I was like, why are they there? And I was calling the legal, trying to get the legal over here, but they came in. They had spouted that I own 1% of the land. And I was like, how did that happen? And so for even me, I was trying to think of, well, maybe I better figure out what's going on here. And so I tried to get a hold of people. And it's late when I go to town. It's usually late when I get back. So as we were driving back, I told people I would try to come here last night and meet with everybody. But I was kind of like, what is going on? What is real? I better figure out what everybody's talking about. So what I did was, this morning I went to the BIA and I brought all my documents and I said, when did we lose possession of our land? And so I brought them our land titles. Yes, I own individually 3 acres here. That was given to me by my father with love and affection. I also own in common with my 5 brothers and sisters land. We also have a 10-acre deed to where the house is. And we also have a deed to our cemetery that for some reason the BIA did not have on file, but they're now, I gave them the copies of the deeds and they're going to put it back into the file. In that process, my brothers and sisters that are from Siston and other places did sell their acreage and did have tribal trust land here. And
what does tribal trust land mean?
It means that it's trust land. It's held in trust by the United States government, and a portion is under the tribe according to the buyback of Cabell. And so the tribe has a portion. So one of the things that when my father died in 1997, we agreed to do the land in common. So my sister Kelly, Marty, Randy, Curtis, and me have always held our land in common. And so out of that land in common, we own a little over 100 I would say 20 acres here.
Of how much total
Of
land?
317 acres. And still,
That's not 1%.
No, that's not 1%, and that's not 101%, or whatever they're saying over there. And so I went to the BIA, I got all the documents, they're adding the extra 2 deeds they did not have in the documents. And so I could come down here and say, this is what real, so I do keep all my papers and all my documents. At no time did Chairman Archambault own any portion in this land. And so that's why I'm like, what are they talking about, Archambault's own land here? They do not. You need to go.
Ricky, go to the school. We have water in the school. Use non-plastic bottle, please.
Sorry about that. So anyway, his wife Nicole has leased land because her father was my father's favorite nephew, John Thunderhawk. He is buried on top of the hill with my father. His wife Michelle has their home here. They are part of this land.
So Chairman Archibald's wife, Michelle, is your cousin?
Oh, his wife Nicole is my cousin.
Is your cousin. And the land was leased to Johnny Thunderhawk. So when he passed, it was passed on to Nicole.
No, it was passed on to her family.
Okay.
She's got brothers and sisters.
I see.
And no, she doesn't have anything passed on with her. All they did was pick up a lease to put horses on here.
And just to be clear, that land is not where the Sacred Stone camp is?
Nope.
Okay. So, I spoke with the spokesperson of the tribe who's acknowledged they gave permission to go in, and tell you the truth, it's very confusing to me how it was explained, but said that their words were you don't own the land, you have trust in the land, and many people have trust, including the Archambaults, but you have documents showing that you do own the land, this land.
The Archambaults hold no trust here. Duale. Show me a land title, Dave, and how did you buy it? The Standing Rock Sioux tribe owns tribal trust land here.
But
That does not mean the chairman owns land. That means the Standing Rock Sioux tribe and the Standing Rock Sioux people.
So they might own land, but they don't own this portion of the land. So for them to give, if they want to give permission to check their land, that's one thing, but you're saying they didn't have the legal standing to let anybody in to check your portion of the land.
Right. They need a warrant, and they need my name on it.
And when they said they were doing an assessment, it was explained that to assess the floodplain, but I've been told that this particular portion where we are right now doesn't typically flood. So what were
No.
they assessing?
I do not know. I do not know what kind of agreements they've entered into. I do not understand what they are doing. We do understand that this portion of land will flood if we get more snow right now with the meltdown and stuff. I don't see a great flood coming. But we do know that there are areas like Oshete and everybody else that needs to move their things off the floodplain. We understand that. Oh wait, it's too cold to flood right now. I am unsure of this date of January 30th. It sounds like when the fur traders were running in 1890, demanding the people to be on the reservation in the middle of winter. It's the same scenario. So with that, we are doing everything to make sure everything is cleaned out. We are going and planning to move our yurks up into the land and keep everything clean. Of course, the water don't come up this high, so it's not that the land will get soggy. It'll get muddy. We understand that. Huta, been here a long time. It's not like, oh, all of a sudden I don't know what the heck I'm talking about. And then with the orders that they're trying to do, saying only enrolled members can drive on these roads. The chairman did not become Trump. And Trump still doesn't understand his position. I am trying to figure out how to make peace with this. This should have never been the tribe against the water protectors. It should have never been the tribe fighting the people who are standing up for them. It should have never been detouring the whole agenda towards stopping the Dakota Access Pipeline. We should be standing together in a unified front. Right now, what we have is gossip and rumor dividing the people. It is like when the fur traders were here, and the fur traders again started the gossip and rumor to divide the people. And that is where we're at again. We have to stand together. We have to be unified. This morning, I got so many messages saying, we will come and defend you. I don't need anybody to come and defend me. I need people to come defend the water. I need people to stand up for the water wherever they are. I need people to pray for the water wherever they are. That's what we need. And I also need people to support the tribe, hoping the tribe makes better decisions. And that the tribe will stand in a unified fashion with the people.
Turn it to me for a second. So I usually don't do this, but before my next question, I want to put a disclaimer. The focus should not be, in my view, on intertribal spats, because that happens whether it's a Native American tribe or any other tribe. So however it plays out between LaDonna, the chairman, the tribe, the focus should be on the pipeline. So I think a lot of people are making comments on social media. Frankly, I don't have a lot of time to read it because I'm going from one thing to the next all day. But, I don't think from this interview you should be you get whatever impression you want, but I don't think you should be taking away this corruption and all this, because the fight needs to continue to be the pipeline. Because let me tell you what Donald Trump would like. Let me tell you what the DAPO would like. It's for everybody to focus on inner turmoil between the Standing Rock Sioux tribe and LaDonna, and then they could just go do whatever the fuck they want. So that's the disclaimer. So why I said that before is because common sense. I don't want to use the word corruption, but something's not right, because if it's your land and it doesn't typically flood, it doesn't make a lot of sense why the chairman would take it upon himself to let people in here. Frankly, I called him yesterday. He hasn't called me back. And I hear rumors too. I don't want to engage in rumors, but are you concerned that there's anything untoward going on?
I do not know. I do know that I don't understand what's going on. I know that there is a lot of rumors coming around and people being like this. And my position was that we've already been here in 1890 and it's the same thing. Why allow history to repeat itself?
Could you explain that for the audience?
In 1890, when they were having the issue with Sitting Bull and selling of the Black Hills, and what they did was they went into the community and they said, we're sad, you have more money, they don't have any money, this person's not getting fed, that person's getting fed, causing disruption, disharmony, and breaking the unity. That's what I see happening here. And so what happens when those kind of things start happening is this unity structure that you have starts kind of falling apart, because people kind of like, oh, what's really going on here? This doubt starts growing. And that's what they want. When you are standing up against $1 billion corporation, this is how they work. They go into the communities and they spread gossip and rumor, and gossip and rumor. She said, he said, they heard, we heard, the newspaper said, the TV said, and it starts this. And that's what I'm worried about. For me, I will stand with anybody who stands for the water. And I stayed up all night. I got home last night and was really complex. I had doubt. I was worried what was going to happen. And so I stayed up all night. I made tshasha tobacco and I prayed. And then I went to the BIA and got documents and got my papers and asked questions. And then from there, came to meet with the people here so that we could have a medium. We could find out what is real, what is truth. And then some of the things that I'm going to have to face within the next month or so, because we have been threatened with federal officers, we have been threatened with forced removal. There was this thing saying that they were going to stop the roads, and if you didn't have a tribal ID, they were going to escort you out. I think one individual from one of the families here threatened to give me a floater, just cute. And that is dissension. On the other hand, I still am planning to start a summer camp for youth. That is still my main focus. How do we take a negative and make it a positive? We go forward in the future to teach people how to live on the earth. We teach our children history, culture, language, and tradition. We teach how to heal, because right now what's happening is we're not healing. And this is the time in the moment in life where we can heal. We can do this. We can change world thought. What is happening across the world? Everybody is looking around their surroundings, trying to find that center again. That's what we need here. And so for me, if you want to say anything bad about me, that's okay. If you want to know who's the leader here, we don't have one. Everybody stands together. There is no leaders in this movement. There is only people.
I think something should be pointed out, because the media is too busy covering Donald Trump's tweets and stuff. I think at this point it's about a lot more than just the water. Obviously water is the #1 essential in life, but if you don't know, they just put through a bill that you could pretty much run water protectors over and you won't be prosecuted. They're putting through a bill with fluffy, flowery language to essentially the state to seize control of reservations, which in my view is just a ploy to drill on your land. And they're also putting through a bill, if North Dakota isn't corrupt enough, they're putting through a bill to lower the threshold for reporting oil spills, even though about 300 oil spills happened between I think 2013 and 2015, probably more than that.
Yes.
But only one was made public. And now they want to make it even more lax. So between the attack on Mother Earth, the attack on Native Americans, and frankly, the land grab attempt, it's not just a pipeline, because you have a much bigger fight than that. So it would make sense to me that the tribe, the water protectors need to be together. Can you kind of talk about all those things that they're trying to do and what needs to be done about it?
So first I'm going to start with taken land. Right now, where you're standing, right outside those doors, is what we call taken land. When the Army Corps came with Pick's loan to flood our lands, they issued eminent domain and took the land. And 3 affiliated, they are returning their taken land. here on Standing Rock and the past administrations have really worked hard to try to get our taken land back. I know that bills almost made it to Congress, but it is still a land issue. And my question is, why aren't we standing up for our taken land to be returned? My father had always told us, this is our land. No matter what the Army Corps says, this is our land. Why is our tribal council submitting to not enforcing the return of our taken land? Part 2, we as individuals still hold mineral rights in that water. That waterbed is ours. How can you drill in unresolved mineral claims?
Could you explain what that means, the mineral rights?
We own the mineral rights. The tribes own the mineral rights. My family owns mineral rights. I had a really nice individual from the BIA send me all of my families who own the mineral rights on the Missouri and the Cannibal. And I'm so thankful for them. 3, we have docket 74A, the unresolved Ihunktuwa land claims that are all on the east side. That has never been resolved to this day. That Dakota Access is going through. 4, Fort Laramie Treaty of 1851. And remember, we went to the Supreme Court and won just a few years ago again, because it is the supreme law of the land. 6, our borders for the Standing Rock Sioux tribe should be the north side of the Cannonball River and the east side of the Missouri River. When did we succumb to eminent domain? If we do not stand on our land claims, what are we doing here? If we are saying treaty, then why aren't we not standing on it? Why is not our tribal council standing on it? So, all of these issues should be in the forefront now. All of these issues should be on each tribal council's lips, and they should be standing for the people now. As you know, I have no legal jurisdiction. I have no political power. I have no political titles. The only thing that I have is I'm an enrolled member of the Standing Rock Sioux tribe, and I am a grandmother and a mother. That's it. That is my title. But I will stand. And I will not back down.
Do you plan on pressing any charges against the tribe or anybody else?
I have some lawyers that will be flying in to help me, and I will discuss it with them.
And my last question, and I don't think this has gotten enough attention because we're rightly focusing on Trump. I mean, the guy's a monster.
Caligula?
But I don't think a lot of people know that Warren Buffett owns quite a lot in the Dakota Access Pipeline. The media makes Warren Buffett out to be the patron saint of, plutocracy. Obama brought him out for a lot of press conferences about, economic equality, and Warren Buffett's secretary shouldn't pay more than him, and all these things. But he is the largest owner in Phillips 66, which owns a quarter of the pipeline. He also owns a lot of railroads in America, and conveniently hasn't upgraded them, which helps the pipeline system. There's many other things, but why I bring up Warren Buffett is it's not just Trump and the Republicans, but there's a lot of people who we normally don't mention who've got interest in this. So as the outside world tries to get banks to divest, I was wondering what you thought about Warren Buffett, who owns $6.25 billion in Phillips 66.
So this morning when I was thinking about history and culture and how we were repeating it and how look at things, in the 1870s and 90s to the 1900s, we were in this position with the railroad. We were in this position when they were coming to do surveys. We were in this position when they were imposing themselves on our land. We were in this position when they were spreading gossip and rumor to divide the people. Has anything changed?
Yeah, now you have Twitter to spread it.
It is the same tactics, the same maneuvers. I was kind of totally shocked when I was going through the newspapers in North Dakota, and you could almost go into the newspapers of 1890 and they say almost the same thing. These Indians are rioting. And so I really worry that we haven't learned anything from our own history. And one of the things that I am realizing, and this is a bad thing to say, so I'm going to say a bad thing, America has dumbed down their education system. I have never seen a group of people who don't have no education background running this country. Are the governments.
Well, the president on the campaign trail said, "I love the poorly educated." He said it at a campaign rally, so.
It is how you make the masses sheep.
Okay, I'll follow up with you, as always, and I should say, are you still welcoming new people to Sacred Stone Camp?
I welcome anybody who stands with us. I want everybody to understand that I have no idea what is going to happen out there. I have no idea of what Tribal Council, what Army Corps, what Dakota Access, the National Guard, the Morton County Police and Sheriff Departments, the other Sheriff Departments that came with them, the BIA Police, will do to people. So I'm asking, if you choose, be prepared, understand the danger, and don't come here for us to care for you. Because right now, we are in a position where we cannot protect everybody. That is the truth.
Thank you. And I've been here for this recent trip a week, and we have tons of video up, so youtube.com/TYT Politics. As always, share this, and I will be back tomorrow covering something. Bye-bye.